Good morning. So, we got a quota for spring gobbler in a place that's got some turkeys. So, we're headed up there right now. Now, I hunted this spot last year after the quota and heard gobblers pretty much every time that I went up there, but I couldn't get in front of them. So, more than anything else, what I'm going to do today is go to every spot that I heard a gobbler, or at least a handful of them. Whoop, we're on a curve, we're turning here. Every spot that I heard a gobbler, and just go in there and see where I can get in front of them or try to set up to cut them off as they move. So it's also a place that I deer hunt, so I'm going to include some scouting for next deer season, and we're going to see what happens. So come along with me and stay tuned. All right, here I am. Here's the view. And there, at the base of that tree right there, is a hog that I just killed. It's 8 o'clock in the morning. Probably give it till 9, and then we'll go deal with him. It's the Monday before Thanksgiving. This particular hole has got a southeast. That's what the wind's blowing, so that's what we do. Been tough seeing game this year, so I'm gonna take what the management area has to offer. So stay tuned. We'll be back shortly. All right, we're down on the ground. Here's my awesome 30-plus-year-old AMACer that is still a producer. There's my Browning BLR, and now stay tuned. We're gonna pack this up and take it out to the truck, shed some clothes, and then we'll come back and get our prize. Let's see what we got here. All right, that's about perfect size. All right, go dump some stuff, get the game cart. All right, here's this morning's harvest. Again, I say, not the A point that I was hoping for, but when a hurricane steals all your venison, you take what's given and start filling the process. So now it's out to the road. So we're here, and before we start looking for turkeys, I just had this urge to go look at a spot where I've killed deer, I've seen some hogs, but the last couple of years that I've hunted in here, I've gotten busted by the wind. And what we got is planted pines, we got an edge. Back where that oak tree is, there's a pond, and they seem to be funneling through right on the edge of that pond into these planted pines. And there's a pretty good trail right here. What I'm doing now is looking for a junction in a place where I can put a camera and just see if I can get an idea of what the movement is. So, and I'll probably have to hunt it off the ground if I do anything, because it's just, there's nothing here to get up in a tree. So I'll build a blind. It's the Saturday before the Super Bowl. It's 52 degrees and the mosquitoes are ridiculous right now. But we're gonna see if we can unravel this. Because one of the problems when I come in here, I get on that edge and I have to get up in a pine tree about 30 feet and I make all kinds of noise in my climber. And what I'd really like to do is just slide into here, sit in a ground blind, and do some trail watching and just see how, if I can kill one funneling through here, because it's all planted pines, gallberries, all that stuff. So stay tuned. Now these are old, but they're definitely deer tracks. There's that really hard edge right there, and I gotta think that they're coming right through here. I'm probably not gonna put a camera out just because it's very easy to get to, and if somebody wants to steal it, my only options are to put it on one of these planted pines. They can just cut that off, slide the camera off, and they're done. So the fact that I've killed one in here and I've seen other bucks tells me that this might not be a bad idea. And I think the hub goes right here. It goes around this hard edge. Yeah. What I'll probably do is I've got a couple of those aluminum folding chairs, bingo chairs. Paint them down real good and put one in here and just kind of lay it on the ground and find the best place to set up right here for an ambush, because I can get in here quiet. I don't have to worry about getting up one of the trees. So that's probably how we're going to see if we can work this. So stay tuned. I want you to look at this. Now this spot I'm pretty familiar with. I've seen deer in here, but I've never seen a deer with horns. And then last year I didn't hunt it for whatever reason, but look at this. That right there. Alright, two good rubs. Here's your little cut through right here. That's good to know. Good to know. I just jumped a turkey on the other side of this little drain. And when it flew, it was a hen, but I've also seen, and this is 2 years ago, late general gun season, saw a big gobbler come moving through here. So this area, whether you hear gobbles or not, is a pretty good place to call and maybe set up with some decoys. So we're going to do some more nosing around and just kind of see if we can find any more gargantuan rubs. But I mean, all it is a little creek drain, but you've got a ton of gallberries, palmettos here, tall pines, little oak action, and then on the other side you've got gallberries, palmettos, and tall pines. So might want to consider hunting in here next year just based on this, because that is a mature buck regardless, and if somebody didn't kill it, he's gonna be that much bigger next year. So stay tuned. All right, what we have here is where two ecotones come together and make a hard edge. You got the little slough right here, lots of oak hardwood opportunities in here, and it goes down that way. What this means is this is a good spot to start looking for deer sign. Back a little further with those two big rubs, and I'm sure kind of interdispersed between all of this here is going to be some deer sign. So here's where you look for droppings. You look for rubs. Rubs are obvious, but what you want is, more than anything else, is to find the areas of greatest activity. Trail hubs, but again, they like where these two ecotones come together. Alright, so stay tuned. Here's one for you. I think just for fun, if I don't get any action on opening morning of spring gobbler, I'm going to come in here and I'm going to set up a little blind right here, and I'm going to put decoys out right here. The reason being is the next road over that way is almost a mile, and then the next road over that way is a little less than a half mile. There's an awful lot of woods in here, and this is where I'll still hunt with decoys out. You just do a little bit of soft intermittent calling and see if you can get one to walk right into your lap. Tons of area, and like I said, saw a big gobbler in here a couple years ago. I flushed a hen walking in this morning, so yeah, and who knows, they may be roosting right in that tree right there. I mean, this is just the preliminary finding areas. The week before spring gobbler starts, I'll come in here and just listen for gobbles right up and down the road, see if I can see anything walking around or crossing. But this looks like a really good area where I may be able to have a little activity, so we'll keep you posted. Stay tuned. Oh man, I want you to look at this. This is a funnel right here. Look at this. You got that. You got this one over here. You got that's an old one. You got another one over there. You got what looks like one over here. So what it looks like they're doing, this is a cypress swamp. Based on Google Earth, it's not real big. There's another rub right there, another rub right there. What it looks like they're doing is coming off the high ground, which is pines, palmettos, gallberries, and they're funneling through here up on this dry in between the two. Again, we got, see the brown tops over there? That's a little pine tree. That's got a rub on it. And there's a few more up in here. But this looks like an honest to goodness funnel right here. And what I got to do is figure out how to hunt it, because north is this way. I'll be coming in from that way. And again, I may have to hunt this on the ground, as much as I'd like to cross the, oh god, there's another rub right there. Okay, yeah, that pine tree right there would be perfect if I could come in from this way, but I can't, which means I have to cross the funnel right here, which I don't want to do. So I'll probably try to figure out over there and you know, maybe just get in these blowdowns here, just build a blind, because it's fairly clear coming across, and all I need to do is get them to step out and walk through here where I've got an opening, or I could try to get lucky and get up in that pine tree, because I can get a mile up and I got a bunch of good cover, and look down in here and hopefully catch them coming from this way to that way before they get down there and cross where I walk in. It's a dilemma, but it's a good dilemma to have. I'm gonna go walk around up on the high ground up here and just see what is what. But yeah, this looks like it might be a pretty good place. Stay tuned. All right, so here we are back in an area where we put a camera, and as predicted, there's been more trees that have fallen because of the hurricane. I think we're on the right trail. This is a little bit higher ground than normal, but here's the trail. Okay, and there's the camera. Always a good sign. Yep, there's some of the trees have fallen over. And basically what we're looking for are survivors from last year. All I want to know right now is, are there bucks in here and what size they are, and then we'll see if we can figure out a plan to get in front of them. So stay tuned, we'll get the camera. Here it is right here. Alright, in case you're wondering, these are the Moultrie A series. Extremely inexpensive, but really good. I don't get bells and whistles going off every time a deer walks in front of it because it's not live footage, but it does take pretty good pictures. And I'll lock it up with a cable, but because it's public land, people come armed with cable cutters and they like to steal things. So I keep it as cheap as I can. If somebody steals it, it hurts, but it's not devastating like it is if your camera costs $400. So that's where we are. Stay tuned.